Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridget. I'm so glad that you guys are back for another video. If you can hear a noise in the background, it is my cat again. He is down here taking a nap and has unfortunately woken up now that I have walked down here. But anyways, today we are doing a 24-hour reading challenge. So I've already started it. I am currently 23 hours, 39 minutes, and 44 seconds left. So I'm like 20 minutes in. I've been listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures on Audible. I don't know too much about it right now, so I'll let you guys know once I get more into the book. Again, only like 20 minutes into the book. My mom listened to it on Audible, and she really loved the octopus's voice. And so I was like, you know what, I'll listen to it. I need an audiobook just for when I'm driving and doing other things, because I do have a dentist appointment later today, and I'm also going to go to the bookstore and go get some coffee at some point. So I haven't decided what other books I'm really going to read in this video. Right now I'm currently reading Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'll probably try to finish that book. And then I at the bookstore really want to get Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, so we'll see if I can find that, and if not, I might jump into like a fantasy series or something. I haven't decided yet, so stick along for the rest of the journey and see if I can make it the full 24 hours or if I fall asleep. So that'll be very interesting. I don't think I'll make it, but I'm gonna try. So I have 22 hours and 33 minutes left in the challenge. I've been reading for about an hour now. I've been listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures on Audible. It is very good right now. Definitely deeper than I thought it was going to be. It's still really good. I'll talk about it more later. But I'm now going to start Malibu Rising. I think I'm like 20 pages in, so I'm going to read that until I have my dentist appointment. So I have 2 more hours, and then I'll be heading out to my dentist. But I didn't want to show you guys what I got, especially because this is like a book video and y'all are just in booktube for your ear. So, but the first book we have is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So I've read Yours Truly, and I've read Just for the Summer now, and I need to read this one. I really loved Yours Truly, and then I really loved Just for the Summer, and so I really need to read this one because it ties into both of them. It's technically the first book in the series, so I recommend reading the books in any order that you want to, but I do think that all of them are relevant, so I'm excited to read this one. If I finish Malibu Rising, then I think this might be my next read. And then the last book that I got from the bookstore is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Boston. I've seen Like, I think Haley Fan picked up this book, and I know, like, Dazzling said well was talking about it and stuff like that. Like, some other booktubers I know were talking about it, and, like, they liked The 7-Year Slip by her a lot. I have not read any of her books yet. I saw this one, and I knew it was a new release, and I didn't know when it came out. And I read the back, and I was like, okay, wait, that sounds, like, really good. And, like, I actually love magical realism books. Like, I thought that's what the Abby Jimenez Just for the Summer book was going to be, but it wasn't. So maybe I'll, like, really, really enjoy this. So I did it. Hi y'all, I'm in bed. I'm watching Dated and Related on Netflix. Yeah. I think I'll start the reading challenge tomorrow. I'm using the timer method, definitely. I was gonna try to get it all done today, and like part of me feels bad, but the other part of me is just like so burnt out from reading, and like reading is supposed to be like fun and an enjoyable hobby, and I'm like, I can't like force myself to read this much. Anyways, I'm gonna watch my show and go to bed, and then I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello all. So the last time you heard from me was last night at like 11ish. I think I was watching my reality TV show. I've been watching Dated and Related on Netflix because I watched season 2 Perfect Match. So anyways, this morning I woke up and kind of got ready for the day, and I've been listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures as I'm getting ready, and I still have the timer going. So technically I have 12 hours, 49 minutes, and 24 seconds left in the challenge. So we're almost halfway done. So I think I'm just going to keep going. I don't know how many days this is going to take me, but it's definitely going to be like, how much can I read in a 24-hour time period instead of reading for 24 hours straight. I might try this video again at some point later, but for right now, it's not working. So anyways, I have, let's see, 3 hours and 51 minutes left in Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I'm 51% into Malibu Rising. I will probably finish both of these before the end of this challenge, and hopefully start one of these 3 books. I'm thinking probably not Song of the Marked, just because it's a 5-book fantasy series, and I have a lot of other books that I want to read right now, and when I read a fantasy series, I typically like to just sit down and read all the books through, so I don't think I'm going to get to it right now. I think it'll be a little bit longer before I get to that one, but I will probably read either Part of Your World or a novel love story. Maybe a novel love story because it looks pretty short. Yeah. That's pretty much it for the update right now. So the challenge isn't going how I wanted it to, but it is still going. So putting a spin on it, I'm going to see how much I can get done today, and then probably do some more tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be done. So it'll take 3 days to read for 24 hours, but it'll be good. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Currently on day 3. It's Wednesday morning. I have 8 hours and 22 minutes left in the challenge. Needless to say, definitely didn't go as expected. I thought I could get this done like 1 day, maybe 2 days. Didn't think it'd take me up to 3 days. Anyways, hopefully we'll get this done today. That is the goal. Last night I did finish Malibu Rising. I'll talk about it more at the end of the challenge, but we have finished our first book. So I'm still listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures on Audible. I still have about 3 hours left in that. And then I think I want to start a novel love story by Ashley Potson, because it is fairly short, especially compared to Part of Your World. And yeah, I think that it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be lighter. Also, my cat has just laid in his bed that is over here, so if you hear him start to make noise, that's what you hear in the background. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna start a novel love story by Ashley Potson. That's pretty much it so far. I'm gonna go to the gym and listen to more of Remarkably Bright Creatures while I work out, and then get ready for the day. Probably finish Remarkably Bright Creatures this morning, and then start a novel love story, and hopefully finish that before the end of the challenge. So my goal is to just finish 3 books. If I can start a 4th book, I'll be very impressed, but if I can just finish these 3 books, I'll be very happy. So let's go. Good morning, y'all. It is day 4 of reading for 24 hours. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. I am reading a novel love story. I'm on page 122 right now, so doing pretty good. I really like it so far. I love the concept. I love magical realism, so definitely one of my favorite things. I don't know. I need to read more by her, I think, but also, we'll see. It's like, I'm like 50-50 right now, so we're not even halfway through. Anyways, I have just about 3 hours left, so let's keep reading, and we're probably gonna finish this challenge today, so. Alright, that was my timer for the 24 hours. It is currently 1:55 on Friday. I'm gonna finish this chapter, and then we'll talk about everything I read in this video. Alright, so I just finished the 24 hours. It did take me 5 days, but that's okay. It really made me like sit there and like actually read every single day, and it made me like very much like think about reading, being like, I need to sit down and read today, so it's really nice. I also did not finish as many books as I thought I was going to. I feel like every time I watch these challenges online, everyone like finishes like 5 books or something like that. I read 2 and I'm mostly through the 3rd one, so let's talk about those right now. But the first book that I finished was Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. It just didn't have like the 5-star feeling, but there's nothing wrong with it. I really enjoyed it. It deals a lot with like grief and a lot of heavier topics as well, so you check trigger warnings before reading it. And it also connects to her other books, so it connects to 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Carrie Soto is back, so you can read them in any order though. But I really enjoyed this book, and I would highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of like more historical fiction type books, and especially if you have liked Daisy Jones and Six and 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I can make it like this. And then the next book that we read, I don't have a physical copy of. I listened to it through Audible. It was Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Platt. And it was very, very good. I really loved this book so much. And, like, I think about it all the time still. And the voice actors were absolutely incredible. And I highly recommend listening to it on Audible. So this book, I definitely would give 5 stars. I think it's incredible. If I can find a physical copy of it at the used bookstore that I love, I am 100% buying it because I want to display it on my shelf. I'm like, my mom is someone who, like, will read a book, finish it, and be like, this is good, and, like, give it to a friend and, like, not care if she gets it back. And I'm like, no, these are my trophies. Like, I'm like, I read these. Look at all the books that I have. Like, I love displaying books. I'm like, you know, like the term like, book dragon on TikTok. Yeah, I'm definitely a book dragon. But anyways, so 5 stars for that one. Again, deals with a lot of grief in character relationships and stuff like that, so do check trigger warnings on that one as well. And then I'm currently 73% into a novel love story by Ashley Potson. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's definitely not as I'm not enjoying it as much as Malibu Rising and Remarkably Bright Creatures. It's definitely more of a fun summery rom-com compared to how heavy Malibu Rising and Remarkably Bright Creatures were. So, like, I'm enjoying it because I just came off those 2 heavy books, and it's something just, like, fun and light and cute, and I'm, like, enjoying the plot a lot because it's, like, magical realism, and I love fantasy books. Fantasy is my number 1 genre, so it's, like, not necessarily fantasy, but, like, the magical realism elements, and I'm excited to finish it because we kind of, like, figured out relationship stuff now, but there's a lot of other unanswered questions that I'm hoping come up in the last 15%. So I don't have a rating for this yet because I'm not done with it, but if I do finish this before I finish editing this 24-hour reading vlog, then I will insert that clip here. Okay, so I just finished A Novel Love Story by Ashley Potson. I am so conflicted on this book. Like, there was parts in, like, the writing I didn't enjoy, and, like, stuff with, like, the grammar where I had to, like, stop and go back, or, like, there was a lot of, like, grammatical errors. There was some, like, I found, like, a quote error, like, it basically ended a quote, but, like, she never started a quote, and I was very confused, and it, like, didn't make sense. And, like, there was, like, some things where I was like, whatever, okay. But in some way, this book, like, if you love to read this book. I think there's something about the themes in this book and the character of Elsie and that I just, like, I loved so much and I connected with so much. And while there was definitely a lot of things about this book that I didn't love, the overall story and the overall theme of it, and, like, the going into your favorite book and getting to experience and meet the characters of your favorite book, I think was absolutely incredible. So I would definitely recommend this book. I'm, like, leaning towards a 4-star. Like, I feel like if the theme just, like, didn't hit me as hard, I feel like I probably would have given, like, a 3-star. But I loved the theme, and, like, how, I don't know, I don't want to say too much without spoiling. And if you guys can't tell, I, like, just finished this book and I was definitely crying at the end. And I'm still a little, like, choked up, but I think if you love to read, if you love disappearing into books, this is the perfect book for you. So 4 stars, because there's a few things I didn't love, but overall it could have been, like, a 5-star read if there's a few things that didn't, like, I can't, like, put a finger on things I didn't, like, love, except for, like, all, like, the grammar stuff that, like, made me stop and have to, like, reread it. And then I don't like overly descriptive books. I like books that are mostly dialogue, and this one had a lot of description. So those are the things that kind of brought it down a star for me. But overall, the theme, the story, I thought was incredible and I loved it. So 4 stars. Highly, highly recommend. Alright, so that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this didn't turn out how I thought it was going to, but honestly, I'm really happy with how it did turn out, and I found a lot of like really amazing books in this challenge, so highly recommend all 3 that I read. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later.